she has a really great time with you. And number two, you're strong and you're okay without it. I record this video because most guys lose relationships, lose power, lose control, and lose the woman that they love because they don't know how to text. So in this video, I'm going to give you some protocols. I'm going to teach you how to text. So before you text, rule number one, always pick a leading frame and don't give up your leading frame. I quite often see guys send me screenshots of their messages and it doesn't have any direction. They just send a random message and they say, why did she stop writing to me, or why did she lose attraction? Why doesn't she want to see me? The reason for that is she looks at you and she wants to see that the conversation has a direction and you keep that conversation on the straight line without falling off the track. If you cannot do that, she's going to lose interest, she's going to lose trust, and she thinks that he is not the guy who can continue this conversation or this relationship. So before you text, think of that as a relationship that you need to pick it from. And you already know how to have the frames. For example, when you talk to a 10-year-old kid, or let's say you're a teacher, how you talk to your students, or let's say how to talk to your daughter, to your son, you should have the same man to woman frame. Basically, you should lead and she should follow. She should be the one who's reacting to you. You're not the one who reacts to her. And the reason I say this is because most guys make this mistake and they start following the woman because they're afraid of losing her. You send her a message in the morning and you say, how's your day going? Today I'm going to that cafe and I wanted to join. And then she writes back, hey, do you know where I put the keys last night? I can't find them. If you don't have a leading frame, you follow that thread and you say, oh, I think you left them on the counter. Then it says, thank you, bye. And so, okay, go, bye, have a good day. So do not text like that. So if you're in the same similar situation, leading frame for that would be like if you send a text, say, hey, I want to see you later today, I'm going to have coffee, you should join me. If she says, hey, where's the keys? Right there, you don't comply. You don't follow that thread. You bring the conversation back to your thread. Continue the thread that you started. You say, wait, are you going to join me for coffee or you got plans? Then she come to your terms and follow that conversation. Even if she doesn't want to come, you have to do that to get the respect. Because if you don't do that, I see it every week. I see tens of messages that guys send me like this and she loses respect for you. And I see guys cry. What is happening? When the guys come to me, usually they come to me when they have been losing frames for weeks, sometimes months, sometimes even years. And they wonder why she doesn't respect them. Woman wants to follow. Man has to lead. Pick a leading frame. Like I said, like a student, you're a teacher, she's a student, or you're the parent. Lead with that frame. If she doesn't comply, then text to the second rule or protocol that you walk away. Have the willingness to walk away. Hey, I'm going to grab coffee. You should join me. No, I'm busy. All right, have a good day. That is really important, that you have the willingness to walk away and don't push. Sometimes guys take this wrong way and say, oh, Ben, I have to lead. So they keep pushing. She says, no, I don't want to come. The guy says, oh, why not? You should come because I'm going there. She says, look, I'm busy. I don't want to come. Then the guy keeps pushing. So make sure when she's not complying, don't continue that. Walk away. When you're losing the power, walk away, because if you push in a losing battle, you're going to lose respect and you're going to lose trust and you're going to lose attraction. Knowing that situation is not considering you continue to be on the leading masculine front. The second thing, always be aware of the dynamic between you and her and do not give your power away, which is very similar to what I just told you before. Do not give your power away. Every time you want something and you want it so badly that you don't accept the rejection or you cannot deal with the rejection, that's when you give your power away. That's when the price goes up and the other person realizes you're desperate for this. That's when you lose the power. If she says no to you for any reason, don't push it. Don't push it. And that's the only thing that she has on you. They can try it different times. Sometimes I see women try different times with guys. Like she says, hey, if you don't take me to that party that is 45 minutes away from here and I want to go salsa dancing with my friend, if you don't take it, I'm gonna get Enrique to drive me there. I don't feel like driving and I have early morning tomorrow. Have fun. Implementing this requires a lot of confidence, inner work, so you're actually okay that she goes with Enrique. Is you're actually okay that she goes without you, because you lose if you go. If you comply and go do something you don't want to do because you're afraid she goes with somebody else, then you lose that battle sooner or later. That's why I always say fix your inner game first. In the program I say week 1 and 2 you gotta fix your inner game first, so you will be able to implement protocols like always being aware of the dynamic between you and her and not ever giving the power away. Next thing, do not try to bribe your way up to her approval. For example, you're a wonderful mother. By the way, you're an amazing mother. You're the mother of the year. She hasn't done anything. She's just being the mother. And guys do this because have this like inner tendency to give her compliments for no reason, because they want to bribe her with these words so she approves them and she gives them more time. Do never bribe, dude. It's just you make yourself little. You make yourself smaller and smaller by telling her nice things that you really don't need to say. She has not been a good mother. That's why you guys got divorced, because she was treating you and kids bad. But now, because of your insecurity, because you cannot be on your own, because you cannot meet other women, because you're afraid of this separation, then you start to put her on a pedestal. Do not do that. Next thing, don't ever beg for love, sex, or attention. That's another thing that I see guys do. Some guys get very weak for sex and for love and for attention. Oh my God, Ben, we had the best sex in the world. And he calls, hey, I know you broke up, but I think we should talk about it. I need to tell you some things that I didn't tell you. She says, I'm not interested to talk to you. He tries again. 2 weeks later, hey, listen, there's something I really want to share with you. There's something inside of me that I have to share. She says, dude, I told you I don't want to talk about it. But the guy is so miserable for sex and so miserable for connection. He ignores all of these rules and moves forward without following these protocols. And as a result, boom, you get punched in the face. You have to understand that she's not gonna give you something just because you want it so badly. She will only give it to you if, number one, she has a really great time with you, and number two, you're strong and you're okay without it. If she sees you're not okay without it, dude, you're not gonna be that guy. If she sees you are not okay without her, without that sex, without that connection, without all those things that you guys had between each other, if she sees she's moved a little forward, but you're still stuck in the past, she's not gonna give it to you. Doesn't matter how many times you text, how many gifts you send. Man, if I tell you the stories that are here, gifts that guys send women after divorce and break up, like the jewelry, the cars, the cash, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even I had a case about $15 million signing some crazy contract to give her something so she will give him another chance. She doesn't come back. Even in that case, she didn't come back. That is not the way to get the attention. Next one, calibrate. Always calibrate. Do not send a random text message. Do not say anything that is just because you feel like it. Always be calculated. Always be calculated, especially if that relationship is important for you. You will get to a point that you just don't care. Cool without her, cool with her. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's a zen place, and it's awesome to get to that place. You really don't need it anymore. But if you're not there, if you want to make that relationship work and you still have skin in the game and you want things to work because there's things for you there, always be calibrated, always be calculated. For example, don't double text, don't write more than her, do not comply when she's not complying, always have the leading friend, do all of these things. Next one, deal with your emotions instead of finding a way to get to her. That is so key. If you see all of these things, they're like connected together. If you don't deal with your emotions, you will always be the hostage. If you gotta travel to different country just to see her. You have to sign contracts that you don't want to. You have to make babies that you don't want to. If you don't deal with your emotions, dude, if you deal with your emotions, you have the key to the kingdom. But if you don't deal with your emotion, it's like you're somebody who's waiting for the drug dealer to bring you the drug. And then he's gonna play up. One day he doesn't show up. One day the price goes up. One day he doesn't have what you want. He gives you something else. Just don't use. Just don't use. Deal with your emotions is equal to not using. Dealing with your sadness, jealousy, anger, reactiveness, being on your own, this loneliness, having the identity that is separate from her or anything else, that is equal to not having the drugs, not wanting the drugs. Most people want to get a kick out of something, but if you deal with that, then you don't need to do any of this because all of these things will automatically take care of it. So I spent so many years learning texting, psychology beyond texting, beyond conversation, social dynamics, all of that stuff. Nothing helped as much as understanding emotions and how this machine works. Because when you learn how this machine works, then you can control everything else because you are not attached to that outcome anymore. So you don't have to do all these little things to do it. But if this is not sorted, then you have to be so good with texting. You have to be so good with all of the external outer game. My recommendation is fix your emotion first. Now you can get a pen and paper, write down the list of all of the emotions that you feel when you feel she's going with somebody else, with another guy. What are those emotions that you feel? Dude, that list should be empty. That should be a blank list with nothing there. What is the things that you feel right now should be with somebody else? Anger, sadness, hate, jealousy, neediness, regret, pain. What is that? You need to attend those emotions. That's how fundamentally I can help you deal with this before I teach you texting. Next thing, do not tolerate bad behavior. I was on a date last night and we sit and everything's cool, the vibe is cool, the girl is cool, we're talking and waiter comes she starts to flirt with him. That's cool. I have a big module in ADMC that I say how to deal with jealousy and how not to be reactive. 1 time, cool. 2 times, cool. 3 times, cool. 7 times, which is not cool. I say, look, this is the first time we meet. If you want to go with him, I'm just gonna go. That's cool. She's like, oh, what do you mean? I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's not cool. It's like we're sitting here and I keep telling God, look at that girl's ass, look at that girl's boob. She's so hot. You're flirting with this dude. It's been 7, 8 times you're just flirting with him and it's not cool. You've been talking to him for 10 minutes. Oh, no, it's not like that. Okay, cool. Check, please. Get the check. Get up. Walk away. That's it. Do not tolerate bad behavior. I told my friend this morning, I was talking to him and I told him, dude, it must be really, really, really hard if you're a guy who doesn't know that you're being bullied and you don't have the willingness to walk away. If you're a guy who doesn't understand that you should not tolerate bad behavior. Most men who are married are like this. They have to tolerate bad behavior because they don't know any other way. So they end up in conversations that they don't want to. They end up in losing battles. They end up in relationships. They don't want to spend money. They don't want to go do things that they want to do. But they just do it because they don't know any other way. Do not tolerate bad behavior. If somebody is disrespecting you, if somebody is doing things that make you uncomfortable, if someone is being unfair to you, be fair to yourself and walk away when you're losing power. This is really important, dude. This is your dignity, your manhood, your future, your happiness is on the line. If you don't have the willingness to walk away, if you don't recognize bad behavior, and if you sit down and tolerate, dude, you become one of these guys that forgets who he is. He has so much self-hate. He had so much anger towards women, and he's just stuck in a relationship that he doesn't want to because he doesn't know how to walk away. He doesn't know that it's even an option to walk away. And someone told me, Ben, what is your advice for somebody whose wife is cheating on him? Leave. That is the advice. Leave. If your wife chose to go and fuck other guys while she is your wife, you leave. I don't really care about how much money or assets there's. You know what it does to your psyche? If your wife that you love is fucking other guys and doesn't care and come home and tell you about it. I say that because I work with guys who tell me these stories. The dude is shattered every day. Then it's, oh, Ben, I read one of your protocols says be non-reactive. Dude, it's not about this. If your wife is telling you she's fucking another guy and she doesn't want to be with you and she still comes home and you're still paying for the Tesla and the bills and all of that stuff, you need to stop. You need to close all of the connections that you have and need to fucking walk away and cut your losses. Do not tolerate with bad behavior, dude. Dude, there's a lot of protocols I want to tell you. This video is getting too long already. Watch it a few times. If you want me to help you with your relationship, if you want me to help you get your ex back, if you want me to help you with texting and inner game, read my book first. This is Ben. See you next video. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.